Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is your baby beauty
As a baby world,
we are the Posh Twins.
as you guys can see from the title below, we're going to be getting real about what it's like being
Identical twins. That is right.
Yeah.
You might think you know a lot about identical twins because we look identical, we look alike, all this and that. But I can tell you for a fact that there's so much more beneath the surface.
So today we're going to be sharing the blunt truth that people don't tell you
About being identical twins, from the good,
the bad,
and the unexpected. So let's get right into today's video.
What's it like dating as an identical twins?
I feel like a lot of people are more curious, maybe because especially identical twins that we dress the same, go to the same college, do most of our things very similar. I feel like a lot of people are more curious about our dating life or our dating aspect, which at times it comes from a place of love, and at times it comes like I
feel like they're just curious to know.
Yeah, they are curious, but sometimes I just wish they wouldn't assume or jump into conclusions, because they would have just asked us questions and we'll be able to give them a more clarity on it than just assuming, oh, you guys are going to marry the same man, or you guys are going to have threesome with the man, or you guys, I feel like if they were to ask us that, oh, what's it like as an identical twins, how are you guys dating, I think we would have given them more insight about it. So, and I feel like this video today we'll be talking mostly based on our own perspective, and some other twins too can also relate to it.
So if you're also an identical twins and you can relate to most of what we are saying or what we're going to be saying, you can also drop a comment down below.
So when people ask that, what is it like this identical twins, I feel like if you're actually going to date, let me say we're going to be using ourselves as an example. Like an example, if you are dating, if a guy comes to me and is dating me, I expect them to always have like my twin sister at I don't know how to say it, not like romantically, but like for example,
like it's the thought that matters.
Yes, exactly. For example, my sister and I have this kind of thing that even, let's not even say it like a guy that likes us or loves us romantically, even as a platonic, I expected that when you call me on phone and you're like, how are you doing something, I just like when you ask that, okay, what about wealth? How is she doing? Like, it's just more of like the thought that matters. I don't like when you be like, oh, you just like me alone, or you love me alone, and you feel like you don't have to like my twin sister. I feel like it's not going to like work.
Yeah, and the second aspect is that when a guy, like a lot of people used to ask us a question like, okay, what if like a guy show interest in your twin sister, and the next day maybe he saw you and he started to show interest in you, like maybe your twin sister said no and it comes to you, will you like date the guy? And I always tell him like, there's no way. Like when my sister, we don't have the same taste in guy. Just because you come to meet my twin sister and she told you no, and she tells you no, and you come to meet me, you are going to think you're going to get a yes from me. No, you're going to get the same no. The same no you got from I is the same no you get from me too. Because you can't like make the second one like a second option or
second choice.
Yeah, like a second choice. Like it doesn't work that way. Go for the one you want, and if she said yes, that is fine. If she said no, then move.
So but you don't have to think, okay, because I've tried my first with this one and she doesn't give me answer, so now I have to try the second. Trust me, you always get the same response from the both of us.
Don't try to play that part with identical twins. Like
I feel like some guys, I don't feel like they do it with us mostly, but I feel like it has happened like once with my twin sister. Once where the guy, I think the guy came to my twin sister first, and he was like, oh, I like you, blah 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 and stuff. And I told him, my sister told him she was not interested. It wasn't as if my sister already even told me. What has not even come to me, but as a normal, like a twin.
No, it actually happened the same day. He actually came to meet me that day and told me like, oh my god, I would love to play. And I told him that I'm so sorry, I'm not interested in you. And that same day, it doesn't even wait till the next day or the upper next day. And that same day,
waited till
no, I'm just saying, it's like that same day. Because I think we went to a gathering or something like that, and that same day he also went.
So he went behind her to come to meet me. Like just like, okay, maybe the second one is not going to know that I already ruled her out and she already turned me down. And that's so good. When he came, I was like, no, I'm not interested. Even though I don't even know. Maybe people might think, oh, because my staff already told me, so that's why I had to say no to him. But no, there's just this kind of twin instinct whereby you just feel like he doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. So I was just like, no, and he was like. So then
he didn't even tell you anything.
No, he didn't tell me, but I saw that shock on his face. Yeah. So that was, I was like, what's happening? So when we came, I was like,
so when I came and I told Beauty was very annoyed, like, what's the nonsense that is it trying to play a game? Like, she doesn't understand, like, how will you come and meet me first, and the next thing you do, it's not even like you told me like, oh my god, you came to me first, like, and I told you no, and you think you get meet my twin sister, and you tell yes, I'd be like, okay, because this one did not give me the answer.
No, it's not going to happen there. And I feel like we do tell people, like, mostly friends and mostly when we are romantic with a guy, like on our birthday, you know, when you see us, that's what I'm saying, I'm going to talk a little bit about this one based on our own perspective,
yeah.
because as you can see, we dress the same, we do, like, we have more similarity than differences. Like, my sister and I go to the same school, we study the same course, we put on the same thing,
and
like,
we think alike
most of the time. So it's like our things are very like telepathic. I don't know how to put it that one in. So when you are dating me, for example, and we are not yet married, I expected you to, when you want to buy something for me, I expected to buy it in 2 pairs.
Yeah. Or like when I even put in, like, maybe, okay, for instance, let me say you are being romantically involved with me, and it was maybe like our birthday, you know, we actually do have the same birthday, which I think that one is a common sense, and you actually got me like a flower. I expected you, it's not compulsory that you got me the same flower like my twin sister.
Exactly.
Like, just having the thought, like, not you coming like, okay, I'm just marrying only you, you're doing what I'm focused
I'm just going to be giving you all the
exactly things. Like, it's just the thought, like, it will even make me know that, oh my god, this guy actually knows that I am an identical twins. Like, maybe you bought me like a lily flower, or let me say you bought me roses and you bought my twin sister like a lily flower. Like, I'll be like, oh my god, the fact that you have my twin sister,
or maybe we're having birthday and you know you bought a gift to your girlfriends and you're just like, okay, well, this is your own.
Exactly.
Oh, your beauty, this is your own, and you're just like, oh my god, thank you so much, happy birthday. Like, alhamdulillah, I feel like most of our friends and family, they know that we don't even have to teach them. I feel like when you tell them, I feel like when you live with identical twins, you will really know much about it without us not even telling you.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put that. Like, we don't have to even tell you, because you already see it in us. Because if you buy a different pair of clothes or dresses for us, we are not going to be able to put it on outside. Not like we're not, if we like you, if you are my boyfriend, or if, let's say, if someone is my boyfriend and he bought a dress for me, not like I'm not going to put it in, I'm going to appreciate it. I want you guys not to take it out of content. But what I'm saying is that I won't be able to wear it regularly, because I'm still living with my identical twin sister and we dress the same way. It gets so crazy to the extent that even now, when my twin sister and I go out differently, people tend to like question us, like, where's the twin sister?
What happened? Why are you working differently? Like, well, what's wrong? And you know, there was a thing that actually happened whereby a guy was actually weighing me out, and he was trying to downgrade my sister, like, oh my god, you are the beautiful twin. Like, you don't understand. Like, I hate when people use that concept, like, you trying to like downgrade my twin sister or talk bad about my twin sister. Like, there's no way. I used to tell people, like, before my mom or my parents will approve you, you have to first get an approval from my twin sister, because this is my ride or die. Like, this is my best friend, and same with her own husband too. So you won't say that because you want to come to date an identical twin sister and you just feel like you are coming for one alone. No, you have to be friends with both of them. Like, okay, let's say this, even most, I feel like it's even much more better when you have to befriend one because you want to get to the other. Exactly.
Because it will make it a lot more easier. Not like you have to, not like, because you become friends with her does not mean, oh, she's going to, like, you know, talk to her twin sister, but it's going to just give you a more lot understanding.
Like, it will make it awkward when you're coming in, you know. Imagine you coming in and the second was just frowning at you, or maybe you greet her, she doesn't respond back to your greeting, you know. So it's kind of gonna make it awkward. So I say people, like, if you want to date,
when you're dating, I have to say you have to be very Ella-ish, and you have to be very considerate. Let me put it that, not to be Ella-ish, like considerate about the other twin. So I feel like that's it. When people greet us, they be like, I feel like that's why we don't have like different friends.
Exactly.
Like we only have
when I have one friend between us, like anybody that is my friend is typically my twin sister friend, and anybody that is a friend is typically my friend.
Exactly.
So that's how it works when you are dating an identical twins.
I think this is a very good question. Is it compulsory for you guys to dress alike? Why can't you wear different colors but the same style?
I feel like this question, a lot of people always ask us, like, oh my god, is it compulsory, guys? You guys always dress alike, from the same scarf to the same dress to the same shoe. I just feel like it just wanted me and my twin sister, we love a lot. Like, we love dressing alike. Like, we just love it. It's just something we love. I know there's a lot of identical twins that doesn't like dressing the same way. They can wear the same style but different color. But my and sister, we just always fall in love with the same thing. Like, I would love this color that is pink, and she too, she also fall in love with it. So that's how we actually get into dressing the same. Not saying we can't wear the same different color, but the color I love will also be the same color she loves.
I feel like it's just like the more thing we said about, like, we have more similarities than differences. At times when you ask me a different question, like when you ask me a question without my twin sister, I can guarantee you 99% that the same answer I gave you is the same answer my twin sister is going to give you, because we think mostly alike. It's not because we are identical twins. As you can see, our scarf is more like this, and that's just telepathic. It's not as if we said, oh, you have to do it like this. So I want people to know that, because I feel like right from when we were little, even my mom said, before we started like talking, she said there was a day she went to buy a shoe for my twin sister and I, and she doesn't even know, but she just said, she gave us, I think she said we were like 2-year-old then or something.
Yeah, I think 2 or 1.
2 or 1, I don't know, maybe 2 or 1 going to 2. She said, we started crying and we started throwing the shoe like we are not wearing. So she was like so confused.
What was wrong?
Like what's wrong? Until my mommy noticed that there was just a little bit of red design at one and it was not at the other pair of shoes. She said she was so surprised because she said we are still little for us to be able to distinguish those kind
Like
of like
detect
that. So and now that we are much older, I just feel like sometimes when I buy things, like I intentionally buy because we are twin. Sometimes we'll go differently and I'll pick something and say I'm picking this. I don't know why are you picking this? Because I like it. I like
most of the time. Maybe I went out to get something. I'm actually getting it because I liked it. That's how it will. I'll get this, like maybe I went out and I saw this scarf or this hijab. I'm actually getting it because I like it. And typically when I get home, she'll also fall in love with, like, oh my god, I love this. Oh my god, I saw this the other day.
I feel like we're still going to do a twin telepathy whereby we go into the boutique and see if we're going to pick the same outfit because it happens a lot. Like even sometimes I'll be looking at the dress on my phone, like, oh my god, this dress is so gorgeous, so beautiful, and she'll just be like, oh beauty, just look at this dress. I love it. I just saw this dress right now. So I feel like that's why we put on the same, not because we are twin. If we have this different taste in some, like maybe fashion sense, trust me, we are going to put in all this different
I feel like it comes from that fashion sense. Maybe when we get married, you can actually started putting like different clothes, like because you're already a married woman, where she's living, she might want to go out or so. But I feel like if there's a gathering whereby we have to be together, I think we're also going to get dress the same way. And even when we get married, if I'm actually getting a clothes, because I'm already used to it, I want to get it
because it's just a, like natural things that we'll be doing. And I feel like if you're even buying it, if you're buying dresses in like a boutique or something, I can guarantee you that we'll still there might be the essence that even when we're married, there might be the essence that when you just issue, I'll be like, why are you putting on this?
I feel like the 10 part is gonna work in that way. So even if when we get married, it can happen whereby we are going to dress in different thing if you are not meeting up, but I'm very sure that whenever we're meeting up, we're going to dress the same way. And even when we get married and we're going to buy clothes, maybe she went on a shopping by herself, I'm very sure that she'll get it in 2 pairs and send mine to me. So there's no way
because it's not like it's compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. Even though our mom wasn't the one that said, oh, I have to be dressing them the same way. Maybe when we were little, like when we've not started talking, but like the example I gave earlier. So I feel like that's what my mom feel like. We love getting the same thing. So not because of it's not compulsory. You have to do the same way. If you don't feel like it, we don't have the same taste in men. So now I can't say that. But because we have the same taste, I won't say because we are identical twins, we have to now. So just to give people that satisfaction and start dressing.
Like I would love a pink color, maybe a dress. I love it in pink. Just because she also love it in pink, she can be like, oh my god, so that people don't feel like maybe we're dressing the same. Let me just go for the
I have to go for what I want.
So we're not going for like, oh, compulsory me and we have to like the same color.
Exactly.
No, but because I love this, she also love it in her own way. So we're like, okay, let's be How does it feel when one of you achieves something and the other doesn't?
I feel like this is just like people assuming things like, oh, one has to be jealous of one if one achieves something and the other doesn't achieve. I feel like it doesn't really get to us because I feel like if I achieve something, automatically my sister that also achieve it. I don't really have like one day maybe I achieve something or my sister achieve something, we have to get jealous or we have to be like, oh,
or the other has to be down
about it. No, we have never been. Instead, we share each other up. There are some times whereby I won a prize about something, maybe because I was good at it more than my twin sister, and that doesn't mean my sister will be like down because she didn't win or won that prize. She'll be so much happy for me because technically you can't even know who won the prize. I could give her and make her the winner while you guys will be sharing her up without knowing that I'm the one that actually won the prize. So we've never actually feel down about it. I feel like it depends on how you are being brought up. We don't have that like insecurity about each other to that extent.
I feel like people always put it like, I feel like the reason why they always ask is that maybe maybe if one score a higher mark or maybe one got a lottery to travel and the other doesn't, like maybe the other will not feel that like, oh, because I didn't go to, I feel like my metric system, I'm just talking based on our own perspective, we're always very lucky. Like most of our team always go at the same time. Even most of the companies that we have ever worked with, they feel like, oh my god, our role is we are never employing twins, especially identical twins, blah blah stuff, and at the end of the day they're going to employ my metric system. And I feel like just because they employ my metric system, we always make sure to I don't know how to put it, we always make sure to give them that, like they will never regret like employing us. So we never felt like bad, maybe because my sister is good at, if she's very good at something and she achieves it, I'm not gonna feel bad with myself like, oh my god, because I always feel like, oh my god, we both win things, like, oh my god,
automatically I just feel like I'm the one that even when I'm not the one technically, but like
I'm like, oh my god, like I'm so happy because I know if it's a money, we're actually going to share
Yeah, it's the same.
Even if
I
it's
don't
a
know,
food.
because you can actually go in my place and I can actually go in her place. So I don't feel like we ever felt down about that. I don't feel like we had those kind of like thoughts.
No,
or
it has never ever crossed my mind.
never
Like,
even-
it has never happened. Like, even
No.
if like something like maybe like similar, maybe okay, maybe she got her own first before I got my own. You're like just like changing shit up. Like, don't worry, you also get yours. Like, it's just
Yeah,
not
like yours is coming.
Like, it's not as if I'll not be feeling but like, oh my god, oh she got her own, I'll never got
I
my
will be more
own.
happy, you know, like I will be more happy.
I can feel down for a little bit, like, oh my god, I can't wait for us to get our own, so that our happiness will be like together.
Yeah, but not like when one achieve and the other doesn't achieve. I will not put no.
It doesn't happen that way.
No. Do twins have insecurities about each other?
No, we don't have insecurity about each other. I don't feel like because my sister has a big boo than me, I should feel insecure myself. Like, oh my god, I don't have a big boo, or maybe I don't know how to put it. Like,
Okay, let me give you guys. Let me give. I know. See, let me tell you something. I don't know about some other twins, but I don't know about. I feel like we've met some twins, identical twins, and they actually also think the way we think. At times, we don't like telling you guys something for you to be able to differentiate us. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like people were able to use it to like because I remember I tell them like, okay, look at this kind of part of our body, and they start to make it like an insecurity about us. Like,
Yes.
oh my God, oh, look,
So that's why we don't like saying it about it. Like we don't like when you tell us that, oh, what can I use to differentiate you guys? We don't like telling you.
we
guys.
just said that, figure it out
We
yourself.
just like figure it out yourself, because a lot of people tend to take it negatively.
Yeah.
Because for example, Manchester has a little bit butt more than me, but it's not really that obvious. But if you tend to look very, if you are very observant, you will tend to know that he has it more than me. And there's one I'm not going to. I'll keep that one as a secret. So I only give you one. I'll keep that one as a secret. I don't want to say that one. But it's not something that you are going to. I don't know how to say it. When we tell people, until you guys have like, oh, you know, there's something like you never noticed.
Yeah.
But when someone tell you that, oh, someone looks like this, then you are not like, oh, but you guys are not seeing us like when we stand up and we never show our butt. So there's no way you guys can be able to know. Maybe when you see us physically,
yeah,
then can be, but you can't just see us and say, okay, you guys turn your back.
And like, and you know, people kind of feel like the insecurity part, like, oh, does my sister feel insecure because she doesn't ask like maybe like the little friends that was there, like, oh my god, no, she feel bad, like, oh my god,
I am me, she is her. Like God created us perfectly, and I never felt like there's one where I would look at my sister and be like, oh my god, because she has this, or she has these lips, or she has this nose, or she has this thing. So I have to feel. We never had that insecurity about Isha, because I see, even though we are identical, we do things, I see myself as my own individual. I don't have to be like, oh, I have to be more of my twin sister. To make myself feel better.
Yeah.
To make myself feel better.
Like in most of things that I have like different, like, okay, let me see like the booty part. My sister is always like, oh my god, like look at you have a big booty. Like she never, it's not like she will be done like, oh my god, like, oh, or maybe someone that's very observant like point it out and be like, oh my god, oh, so what has a big booty more than beauty, and beauty will kind of, oh my god, no, it has never happened like that, never, because like I do like my own, like I like that size that God gave me. So why did I want small? So we never had that insecurity. So I know people tends to be like, oh, maybe we are, but we never had that kind of insecurity. Like there's never a point. My happen with other twins, but with us, we're always like very like, oh my god, I love my body this like way. We don't hype each other's up when it comes to that. Like, you know, when she has big booty and I have something, I'll be like, oh, this one. So we never had that kind of insecurity. Do you ever feel prayer to be more like each other? Is it prayer or pressure? I don't know.
Prayer. Okay. I would say yes, and I would say no. I'm going to talk about the no aspect. Internally, we never feel prayer to be more like each other. I feel like we answered it at the previous questions that we answered. We never feel like, oh, because my sister is this, I have to be that. But when it comes to externally, like we are not talking about our body aspect, but externally, for example, when we are going out, people tend to, you know, look at us so
well, like
to the extent that they would want to pick out, you know, when they, because you're identical, they want to pick out one difference between you guys. Because for example, there's a time whereby my sister and I were in a hurry to go somewhere, so I had to put on a different pair of shoes while she put on a normal one, and you won't believe that someone had to look us from head to toe to be able to say, okay, now I know what to use to differentiate you guys. This one was putting on a blue shoe and this one was putting on a pink shoe. So that one gave us like a little bit of like, I won't call it prayer, for example, that so that when we're going out, we tend to like look at ourselves from head to toe to be sure that we put on, we are in sync.
Yeah, like just like in sync, just as if you just, because I feel like whenever they mention that kind of thing, they didn't even mention like a place of love. They mentioned like, oh my god, now like I don't know how to put like they mentioned like now
I know what
I know what like you guys are different in this place. It's like they mentioned
Exactly.
I don't know how to put like
So for example, you know, sometimes sorry I cut you off. For example, maybe when one of us got sick, like, you know, when you get sick, sometimes you lose weight because you have less of appetite. So normally we have the same weight. Let me put it that way. We have
our weight
our weight fluctuates.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it might be maybe 1 inch is better. I don't know how to say the weight, but I feel like 50 kg and 52 kg, right?
I don't know
Because we don't really think about that. But I know that way because we use the same sizes of clothes. Let me just put it that way. Like the same measurements of clothes. So when one got sick and one had to, like, you know, drop down dramatically, we had this kind of like, oh, I wish you quickly put on weight, you know, to get well more better. Because when people see you outside, they're just be like, oh my god, one is so thinner than one is this,
fatter than
one is fatter than one, and it's not in that way. You know, that's kind of external prayer, not like internal, but external prayer kind of make us want to,
like,
you know,
want to be the same,
want to be the same.
Like, oh my god, because Kenny is like a little bit thinner because she was sick, and you know, whenever we go out, people kind of put it on like, oh wow, look at one of these more.
It kind of get to the person that is sick badly. Let me put it that way. You know, someone that is sick that lost a lot of weight, and you know, we go out and people are like, oh, she lost a lot of, no, this one is thinner,
this one is fatter,
this one is fatter. So it gets to that person like, oh, did I look so much thinner to that extent? So to the extent that I remember there was a time that Wet actually got sick and she was like, so she lost a lot of weight. I was praying for me to lose a lot of weight so that I can be like her, just because of how people,
like, they're going to say it like in a very bad
way.
Like I feel like in a negative way. So it actually gets you like, oh my god, look at them, oh my god, as much as they're identical, one is very thinner, one is fatter, you understand? And it's just because of what happened. So the prayer always comes from like the society like,
but not from us. Do you ever think about life could be if the other wasn't there, or if you go apart at some point?
I don't feel like, I used to tell people this, that I don't feel like my sister and I will ever grow apart. Like it will never happen. Like the thought of it alone is just like sometimes it makes me sad. Like when maybe like maybe one of us, God forbid, but maybe when we grow old and one has to die before the other whatsoever. Like I don't like that. I don't like thinking to that extent. Like no, like because this is because we're actually as friends. Like most of the time, whenever I want to like face difficulties or something that is very difficult, whenever my sister is beside me, I always think that there's no way we're gonna conquer this. Like no, we're gonna. So thinking about the aspect of like, you know, as it's okay for individual to like think about like, oh, maybe siblings, like, oh, my sister or this, but twins, like just as if like a part of me was lost. Like whenever I'm thinking about like when we grow old, like 100, 200, and one of us has to type,
you know, like, no, I don't want to. Like this was just happened when we went on cruise. I don't know if some of you are here. We went on a show whereby they brought a lot of identical twins to know if we all think alike. And I saw some comments and I laughed, because why did I laugh is that you will never understand if you are not an identical twins. When we said, is marriage going to make you guys go apart? And we said no, and people are like, I feel like because a lot of people don't know our age, they felt like maybe we are still like 18 or 20 or 24, so they feel like, oh, their opinion is going to change. We are in our late 20s and our opinion, I don't think it can change now, because our frontal lobe is already developed. So
like we know what we want.
But why we say that is that I typically grew up with this person in the womb. That's one, and we grew up together. So there's no way we are going to grow up at some extent and grow apart. I feel like, I don't know how to say this, but in Yoruba we do say that Tobi Yoruba Alangbole Wogiri.
Like if we are like this now, if we are like this, if we don't allow a space, there's no way
someone can come in between us and separate us. So I don't know how to put that one in English very well, but I said it in our own proverb in my native language. So what am I trying to say is that when people say like, oh, I don't even like thinking about it, we do have disagreements. That is normal. Every siblings have that, and the way we all settle our disagreements is very different. I don't think my sister and I have ever had a disagreement whereby we feel like, oh, we are never going to be a twin again.
No,
it has never happened. The only thing we add is just, you know, disagreements whereby, oh, we should do it like this, and we come to conclusion or how to do it, but never in a thought whereby we add that kind of thing. I feel like even when we see someone kind to be like tricky between us, we tend to quickly figure out this person, because our bond is so strong to the extent that you can't come in between us.
Like we grow in the same move. Like we actually one egg that splits into two. So how do you think it's gonna happen? And when it comes to marriage, I used to tell people like, our husband knows what they're coming into. They know they're dating identical twins, and we do the same thing. Like our career is the same thing. So how is it possible for a marriage to split us apart.
Because we're still going to see each other
we're
every
going to
day.
see each other every day. We're going to see each other every day. So there's no way marriage is going to split us because we're going. It's the same career. Assuming we are not doing like the same career, I feel
Or we have different tastes in some things.
no, even let's say career, don't even say some things. Assuming you are like, maybe let me say you're a doctor and I'm like pilot. Of course, there's gonna be not like we'll go apart, but there's gonna be a little bit gap because our schedule will not work together.
Yeah.
But the fact that we are like we love the same career together, of course we're always gonna be together like this. So there's no way we're gonna go apart with each other. But when it comes to that aspect of like
I don't like thinking about it.
Like, there's no way. Like, no. Like I can't live with my twin sister. And that is on period.
Like because that thought of it alone makes me kind of, like it's just like they put me inside it like a deep pit. When I think about it, no, I don't want that. Like I hate that feeling. Like I hate it. So I've never, because this is my ride or die.
Like we're gonna live together.
We're gonna grow up together.
Like
have kids together, marry together, do things together. Like grow up. Like we'll be 150-year-old and still be together.
And still be dressed now. Like I saw some twins that are older. I think like 120, and they're still dressed. And like I was like, oh my god, this is our goal.
Like yeah.
Like my sister and I will never go apart, and that is on period. And Allah has already stamped it. Like
yeah, period.
Stamp. Like
when it's been stamped by Allah, no man can come there and destroy it.